You know I'm a hot boy, but I ain't never lose my cool. The speed's on fire, that's why I'm riding with my tool.
Hey YouTube, Touch on Podcast, back with another video for you guys today. I know it's been a while since I've been back. Me and my family's been really sick for the last like 3 or 4 weeks. They're still, my son's still really sick, but I'm here to really make a quick podcast. I gotta catch up on everything going on in the NFL offseason so far. So I'm here today to catch up on everything. Starting with the fact my Miami Dolphins are not franchise tagging Christian Wilkins, which means he is going to hit the open market for agency next week or next Monday on the 11th. Sucks. I really wanted Wilkins to stay, but I also didn't want them to franchise tag him. I wanted to either re-sign him or let him go to free agency. So I'm glad that I'm glad that it's not that they're not franchise tagging him at least. But I did want him to stay. 'Cause I think him being gone is more of a downfall defensively and as a team than anything, but that's my opinion. I'm sure a lot of Dolphins fans feel the same way. Like, Christian Wilkins gone is not the best case scenario, and a lot of us are disappointed by it. But I'm also not wanting them. I didn't want them to franchise tag him. I think that was pointless, and it was going to kill us cap wise. At least we're gonna have money, or we should at least have cap room when we make all these moves to get underneath the cap. It's starting today with Keon Crossman being released. So it's a start of getting money. Another thing I want to talk about real quick is Robert Hunt for the Dolphins. This is the last time I talk about the Dolphins in this podcast, I think. Because I do want to go in depth and do a whole podcast on the Miami Dolphins, what I think they're going to do in the draft, what I think they're going to do in free agency, or what I would like them to do in free agency. We're going to do a whole podcast on that. But real quick, Robert Hunt looks more gone than staying at this point. I think Robert Hunt will be hit the open market and be a free agent. I just don't see them re-signing him. I want him to stay. I want him and Wilkins to stay, but money-wise, it just won't work. But I want to go over a lot of things. So Russell Wilson has been released. I think he was cut yesterday. I'm trying to think who else. Kirk Cousins is I think hitting the open market also. There's been speculation and trades for a corner in Snead from the Chiefs, being a tag and trade because they did Chiefs franchise tagged him. They could still re-sign him too. I think they're still trying to get a deal done, but are willing to listen to trades for him starting whenever. So that could be a very interesting thing. The Dolphins are a team to watch in a trade like that. I wouldn't be surprised by it. But yeah, so there's a lot going on in the football world. A lot of things. I think Brian Burns got franchise tagged today. Oh yeah, real quick, Jason Kelce, he is retiring. I just want to give my condolences to him. He was a great player for the Eagles and well-respected player all around. And I just want to say, I hope he has a great retirement and has a great career wherever he does next off the field. He was a great player, and he had a great heart and soul. And he was crying when he talked about his retirement yesterday. Just want to give my farewell to him. Hope he does well going into retirement. So Jason Kelce, you're an amazing player, amazing person, and I hope your retirement goes well. So I want to do that real quick too. Give honor to Jason Kelce because he's a great player, and crazy he's retiring, but he's getting up there in age. I understand it, and he's gonna miss football. I know he is, and you can tell by him crying. Like, he doesn't want to retire, but I think his body's just getting there to the point where he's thinking about he need to retire at some point. Fletcher Cox might be retiring for the Eagles also. There's just so much news that I'm so behind on. I'm trying to catch up on everything. That's why I had to make this podcast today, and I have to get this posted today because there's just so much going on. This is the last day to franchise tag players too, so we'll see what else happens. I'm expecting some draft trades to happen here soon, where teams are gonna move up and stuff. I expect something to happen here in next week, or this week or next week probably. I know the draft's still a month away, but a lot of things can happen before April, before the draft. So I'm excited. I'm gonna be keeping my eyes out, staying on Twitter. I'm always active on Twitter, so I'm gonna be staying active on there, trying to see what's going on. I'll try to put my Twitter down below. so you guys can follow it, because I'm always on Twitter. I think I'm on Twitter probably 80% of the day. I'm always on Twitter checking football stuff, checking WWE wrestling stuff. I'm always on Twitter for those types of things. Sometimes I'll tweet occasionally about the Dolphins or whatever. So I'm always active on Twitter. So I'll probably put my Twitter down in the description down below so you guys can go follow it, because I'm always active on there. So if I'm not making videos or not making a podcast or whatever, you guys can always check me out on Twitter. I'm always active there, whether I'm making a video or not. So I'm trying to stay active on social media, mainly on Twitter. I don't go on Facebook very often anymore. I'm not really an Instagram guy anymore. I'm really mainly on Twitter and mainly only on Twitter at this point. Or as you say, X, but I still like Twitter. I still like to call it Twitter. I think the X thing's kind of stupid, but that's my opinion. But yeah, so let me know what you guys' thoughts about the Dolphins letting go of Christian Wilkins. Is that a okay move, or is that more of a dumb move? I understand it, because next year we have a lot of guys to think about. We bringing back Jalen Waddle, Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips, those three big names already, and then we're already having to extend Tua. So, in my opinion, I think there's so many things that the Dolphins could do. So, I think letting go of Christian Wilkins might be a better move than later than now, because right now, of course, keeping him is probably the best move, because we're still going for a championship. But for the future, I don't think it is a good move, because he is already 28 years old. Think about a contract extension. He'd probably make a 4-year deal, and he'd be 32 by the time that deal's done, and we're probably not even going to be competing for the playoffs at that point. Maybe we are. I'm hoping we are. I'm hoping we can do like a Chiefs run or Eagles run, be active for years to come. But the way Chris Greer has made this team, I don't see it. And I'm gonna do a full podcast on the Dolphins today. But I'm not gonna post it today. I'll be posting that video tomorrow. But I'm gonna make it today. It's gonna be a pretty long podcast going over everything Dolphins wise. But I just want to do a podcast going over the whole NFL, and that's what this video is. So I don't know. I mean, let me know what you guys think about Wilkins, Russell Wilson being cut. Where's Russell Wilson going? Where's Kirk Cousins going? What do you think? Is Justin Fields getting traded or not? I want to go over that, because in my opinion, I think Justin Fields is gone. I think he's being traded. I think the Bears are taking care of Williams. And if they don't take care of Williams, I think they're going to trade back with Washington. Washington's going to take care of Williams. And the Bears will draft a quarterback at pick 2. Because honestly, I see 4 quarterbacks going in the top 10. And before I only said I was only thinking of 3. And that was Caleb Williams, Jane Daniels, and Drake May. But now people are talking about J.J. McCarthy. I'm getting with that. I think J.J. McCarthy will be the other quarterback going in the top 10, which would leave only 2 other quarterbacks I believe can still be really good in this league being drafted later on. That's Bo Nix and Michael Penix. And I like Penix more than Bo Nix, but I understand the health concerns, but Bo Nix, the thing I like about Bo Nix, he is mobile. He can take off and run. He can do things with his feet. Penix is a little mobile too. He's not as mobile as Bo Nix, but in my opinion, Penix has a stronger arm, and in my opinion, I think I would take Penix over Bo Nix. So if I'm like the Seahawks and let's say Seattle doesn't look to trade up, I think if they're at pick 16, if it's not an O-lineman, you have to take a quarterback, and it has to be Penix in my opinion. Keep him in Washington or in Seattle. I think Penix would be a good fit for Seattle. Or Bo Nix, either one, but I just think Penix would be the better fit. That's my opinion. We'll see. I mean, there's just so much going on in the NFL. There's so much to talk about. I've been scrambling on this video. I'm going to keep it going for a little bit longer because there's still more things I want to talk about. But there's just the NFL is going crazy right now in the offseason. And I love the NFL offseason. That's probably the best offseason of them all. I don't like the NBA offseason very much. I don't get half the things that goes on in the NBA offseason. There's just too much with these 3-team trades and all that shit. Hockey off season, I don't understand it, and I don't understand baseball off seasons either. Football off season is so simple and so easy to keep up with, and so exciting all the time. There's so much going on in football, so we'll see what happens, man. I mean, there's so much going on with the draft coming up, free agency in a week on next Monday. I'm super excited for it. I mean, we'll see what Miami does. We'll see what the whole NFL does. I'm just excited to see where these players go. Are they going to go back to the same team, or are they going to go to a different team? I'm just excited to see what happens there. There's a lot of people being released, being cut, or being franchise tagged, or it's just so many players, and I'm gonna do a full podcast on the Dolphins of what they need to do, what I would like to see them do. Doesn't mean they're gonna do it. Being Chris Greer, who the fuck knows? But I want to go over a full podcast with you guys. That's probably be about 20-30 minute video. It's gonna be a pretty long podcast. Not like this one that's going to be this one's probably going to finish up about 15-20 minutes. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think down below about free agency coming up, the draft. Are you guys excited? You guys not excited? How you guys feel about your teams? Let me know what you think about my Dolphins, what they're going to do. Let me know. I want to read you guys' comments. You guys don't comment on here probably at all. But I want you guys to comment so I can read your comments and talk to you guys. I want to start an open conversation. I'm trying to make this a community here on this channel, and I want to build it. And hopefully soon I can have a green screen. I can have, a better looking area, so there's not so much stuff in the background. That's the future plan here. I do have a green screen. I just have to set it up. I'm gonna try to set it up this weekend if I can, but like I said, my family's been sick, so it's been hard to do things of late. So I'm gonna try to get things going, so that this background doesn't look bad. I mean, because right now it looks like a messy background, and I watch a lot of podcasts, and every other podcast is not like this. So I want to get things cleaned up here and make this a better area for me to make my videos. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think about it down below. Do you guys like the idea too of me cleaning this background area? Would my videos look better? But yeah, so let me know what you guys think about the NFL. I'm gonna go do a full off-season expectation probably on Friday. I want to do a crazy Friday or Saturday podcast where I go over everything free agency wise, who's gonna be free agents, who's not gonna be free agents. Well, mainly I'm just gonna go over all the free agents, who a lot of the big ones. Right? I'm not gonna go over every free agent. There's too many, but I'm gonna go over the main ones to look at for every position, and the key players to look out for in free agency. And then, if any breaking news happens with trades for the draft and stuff, we'll make a video on it, or we'll add into one of the podcasts I make. But yeah, so I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm gonna try to finish this video up. I have to go get something outside, but I love you guys for everything you guys do to watch this channel. I'm sorry I haven't been consistent. I'm gonna get back to consistency, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, I love you guys. Peace and love. Comment down below. Hit the like button if you like videos like this, and subscribe if you like podcasts like this. And get ready for the Dolphins podcast tomorrow. It's gonna be a long one. Peace out, y'all.